in the grip of World War II, and air raids were common in London and other cities.
So it was a surprise when a week after the Dam Busters strikes in Germany, Bournemouth was bombed. Some believe in retaliation and because it was a soft target.
Well, back then, hotels and guest houses were packed to the rafters with Allied airmen. The loss of life was immense. Well, today a memorial was unveiled to remember those who were killed. Martin Dowse reports.
Representatives of the Canadian, Australian and British armed forces joined veterans on the edge of a busy roundabout in Bournemouth today to remember the town's darkest wartime moment. In the background, the office block built on the site where the Metropole Hotel once stood. On a sunny lunchtime exactly 70 years ago, a squadron of German planes flew in, deliberately targeting the resort's main hotels. Bob Barnett was a dispatch rider in the town that day. He witnessed the result of the direct hit on the Metropole.
Well, I mean, it was devastation. I mean, it was absolutely collapsed. The frontage area was completely collapsed, and rubble everywhere. Complete devastation there.
No numbers are recorded on the simple plaque. 131 was the official death toll, but it was likely as many as 200 actually lost their lives, a view shared by historian Angela Belesny, who's written a book on the raid.
The older generation that witnessed it will never ever forget what they've seen. It can only be described as carnage. I believe that there were possibly unrecovered bodies from there. You've no idea who was down here on leave, who just happened to be popping through the town and was just reported missing at his base, and they've no idea what ever happened to him.
Angela's book includes these photos taken from the cockpit by the German squadron leader during the raid. After bombing the Metropole and other hotels, the planes turned back towards the sea and strafed the pleasure gardens with machine gun fire, killing many more. As a 7-year-old girl, Patricia Jones was there with her sister and cousin.
The planes were there, right on top of us. They were so low, you could actually see the pilots. And it was Australian servicemen threw themselves over the three of us on the ground. And I'll never ever forget it.
All those young men that came here to fight a war for this country, many of them might have expected to die in battle. Many of them expected to go home. What they didn't expect was to be killed in a beautiful seaside town on a lovely sunny summer's day. And I think that fact should be remembered.
In a corner of Bournemouth Cemetery next to some of the civilians who died that day lie the remains of those Allied airmen, at least one whose identity was never known, testament to the carnage and confusion of an air raid which lasted less than a minute. Martin Dowse, ITV News, Bournemouth.